Hey guys, what is going on? Randall419, the man with the million, back again with another daily video. Thanks for dropping by the channel. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to the week. I'm going to be bringing you a review of Ghost Recon Wildlands. That's right, a review. I got to play it early over the weekend to put out a review for you guys that are looking forward to this game to see if it's worth picking up. Now, I should mention, I did a video previously about whether or not it's okay to review a game without finishing it, and I also said if you haven't finished the game, as long as you say how much of the game you played, then that would be fine in my opinion. So I haven't finished the single player campaign in this game because the single player campaign, or the campaign in general, is long as hell. So it would take me, I wouldn't be able to review this game for a long time. So I'm just going to tell you guys, I cleared out fully 7 areas, which we'll see on the map later. I put 25 hours into this game so far. About 22 of that in co-op and about 3 of that in single player. And I just want you guys to know that up front, that's what I played. So let's get into the review of the game. So I'm a big Ghost Recon fan, always have been, probably always will be. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter is great. I actually really enjoyed Ghost Recon Future Shoulder, so when they announced this new Ghost Recon game, I was excited. They had this big huge open world, and I thought, hey, you know, 4-player co-op is going to be a lot of fun with your friends. And I did a video about the beta where I said, hey, Ghost Recon's okay, nothing more, nothing less, kind of just mediocre to a certain extent, and part of that I think is still true. The answer to that question is yes and no. So I do like the game more than I did in the beta, so let's talk about that. So the best thing that this game has going for it, in my opinion, is the co-op. When I played it in co-op, I found myself every single day wanting to play it more with my friends. That's where this game absolutely shines, is when you get a group of buddies together and you have a few hours to kill, and you can just go around, screw around in the vast open world, whether it's doing all the side missions or the main missions. There's a lot to do, but that's where I had the most fun. So if you have a bunch of buddies that are Ghost Recon fans and you have time to dedicate to it and you're going to play in co-op, then I recommend this game. However, single player is a little different experience in my opinion. I didn't think it was as good. The AI is not, you can kind of cheese the AI with some of the stuff, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling the single player, so the co-op is where it's at in this, in my opinion. Also, the missions. Now, we saw a clip of me, and I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. I was doing a main mission. We kind of did it stealthily. Stealth is the way to go in this game if you want to fully enjoy it. You can go, I mean, pretty much, you can go through the game however you want, right? If you want to go in guns blazing, like we are right here, trying to take down this convoy, trying to figure out a way to stop the driver and attack the supplies so we can get some points. Or you could go in stealth, which, you know, you approach a base, you throw up a drone, you mark the enemies, you figure out the best path. Now, like I said, I think you'll get the most enjoyment. Well, obviously your opinion may vary, but I felt getting the most enjoyment out of the missions was playing it as stealthily as possible, like actual ghosts, tagging the enemies, silently taking them out, using the sync shot between your teammates to take out the snipers and people on the ground and things like that. I feel that's where the game shines, is in the stealth approach. Now, also, the game also features a day-night cycle, and you can see there, it is dark. I really don't like playing at night. It is so dark because you pretty much have to use night vision. And the world is so big, and it actually looks very beautiful in a lot of spots, that I felt it was a disservice to the game area and all the things they built that you had to put on a piss green filter who basically played at night. Even though I turned up the brightness on my TV, it just never really worked. And I understand, okay, you're in the jungle, it's nighttime, it's going to be pitch black, plus Ghost Recon always kind of featured that. But man, for such a beautiful world, and guys, when you play and you fly around, some of it is really gorgeous. There are moments there where me and my co-op partners, I played it with Maka91 and Loveboat Gopher, we were like, man, this looks really good. But then you play it at night, and some of the details lost because you just can't see it. You can't appreciate what the team at Ubisoft built. So because you got to basically play almost half the game with this piss green filter on. Now you also have thermal vision that you can use, and you switch on that on the D-pad. But I just did not like playing the game at night. Here I am picking up a weapons crate. There are a lot of weapons in the game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll show off the map, show what I've completed and what I haven't. But like I said, here I am. This is a side mission. I'm completing this side mission because you can also call in the rebels with the right bumper. You can call in a mortar strike or a diversion or have them spot people, which I did before I got to this base. And you complete all these different objectives, and the cooldown will decrease, so you can call them in more, or there'll be more strength. So this one, the objective here is to try to interrogate this like lieutenant here, right? So I'm trying to silently go through and take out all the enemies. You guys can see how dark it is. I can barely see anything, but I'm doing pretty well. I think they eventually spot me right here, and I notice there's the guy. He's marked, and he's gonna start trying to run because they will run to their car, and you have to shoot it. But I grabbed them, and you can intimidate them when then they'll complete this mission. Some lieutenants will actually give you info. A lot of side missions are, you've done them once, you've done them a million times. Like there's this side mission, there's a side mission where you have to steal planes for food, and you get the points to spend. There's a side mission where you gotta enter a building and hack something within a certain amount of time. There's not much variation in the side missions. That's not what you're here for. The side missions only exist to basically power up your rebel abilities and get the cooldown. I mean, you don't even really have to do them if you don't want to, but I'm a completionist. I like doing everything. Also, this game features a shit ton of collectibles, so when you get to a new area, these major intels will show up like I'm picking up right here, which will then basically unlock the main missions in the area. So you get to a new area, you look for the major intel, you go find the major intel, it'll then unlock a new mission, and you rinse to repeat that for all 21 areas in the game. And once you have the major intel, the mission will be marked that you unlocked, and then you look on the map. And here we're going to talk about the collectibles, where I call this game pretty much Ghost Recon Collectathon, because that's what it is. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to collect this legend. We'll look at the map because I know a lot of people want to see it and see what I've played. So yeah, we got that legend. So, alright, let's take a look at this map. The map is absolutely gigantic. It is huge. You can see each one of these areas is controlled by a boss. It's red because I've killed that boss or extracted him or whatever. I've fully completed all those areas. You can zoom in, you can see if there are any side missions or any collectibles for you to take out, but you can tell I've fully completed 7 areas, and that has taken me around 25 hours to do all of that. So there is a lot of content in this game. As you can tell, I'm not even halfway done. So this game is going to take you 50 plus hours to get, and you can see on the map there's skill points to pick up, which we'll deal in a minute, weapon accessories for your guns, which we'll talk about. All the side missions are in green, the main missions are in yellow, the major intel's in yellow. So you pretty much, when you go to a new area, all this stuff will pick up, or they'll show on the map. And this is the web. This is the the cartel. I've completely taken out all the stuff in the bottom left corner, which is intelligence. I've taken out 2 in the security. Each one of those are like a boss for an area on the map. And if once you get rid of 2 full sides, like influence and security or influence and smuggling, you can then fight the final boss, El Sueño. But haven't gotten that far yet because this game is long. Of course, we got the gunsmith, where all your guns go, where I have all the, you saw me pick up a gun. It goes here if you want to use it. I'm still kind of rocking one of the early guns in the game. I tend to like it. I put on a grenade launcher because helicopters can become a little troublesome later on, so I feel like a grenade launcher is handy. I got a laser sight and a scope on it. Going through the game as stealthily as possible. One-shot headshot works. But you can see you get many different guns for beating the bosses, and they kind of like look different, like purple or whatever. Then you can go into it and you can customize it with all the different parts scattered around. You want a better scope, a different scope, you can do that. It's very, it's basically build the gun how you want to play. Your play style. You want to go stealth, build the stealth. You want to go, balls out, you can do that as well. I mean, the options are kind of endless. I usually rock an assault rifle and a sniper, just because I feel like that's the best way to go, along with the silenced pistol. You know, get the sniper I use is pretty much a one-shot kill. Some of the enemies, you need that because the regular enemies are one shot, but then you'll have enemies with armor and machine guns. They take more regular shots to kill and stuff like that. So this is the skill points. As you can see, I have 63 skill points, and then you have health, comms, gasoline, and stuff for the points at the top, right? So each one of these perks, when you buy, requires a certain amount of skill points and then a certain amount of the item, certain amount of gasoline, or a certain amount of health. And you can see 64. I played this game quite a bit. I have a lot of skill points. If you actually buy a skill point in each little thing, it actually unlocks the gold epic skill at the end. But yeah, I recommend upgrading the drone because you want to know where all the enemies are. There's actually different types of drones too. There's a drone where it heals enemies. There's a drone, or not heals enemies, heals your teammates. There's a drone where if you could explode it and kill people. There's a lot of different ways to do a lot of stuff. Even with the items, like they have diversion lures. They got C4. They got mines. A lot of different things to use at your arsenal if you want to level yourself up. And you know, they have skill points as you saw on the map. You can go pick those up. They'll give you skill points. You do the side missions, they'll give you like gasoline or health, especially the convoys will give you a lot of those things. They're also all scattered around the map too, so if you played the beta, you know what I'm talking about. There'll be like little items like a gasoline drum where you can drop your tag in, or a food supply you can drop it in to fill it up. And if you want to get 1,000 in this game, well, this game's going to take a long time. But the game looks great. The game doesn't necessarily play very well. I feel like the shooting mechanics is a tad bit subpar. And it's fun in co-op, but not necessarily in single player. If you don't have anybody to play in co-op with, I would say take a pass at $60 and maybe wait. I mean, as I played it, I had more fun the more I played it, but that's only because of co-op. I don't think it's worth it in single player. I don't really think it does anything different. It's like an amalgamation of Just Cause 3 and Far Cry in my eyes, where it's like it's an open world just because it's an open world, and there's really, just not much to do essentially other than clear out areas, take out the boss, pick everything up, and rinse and repeat. And because of that, I have to give the game a 7 out of 10. It's okay, you'll have fun, but it's nothing great. Like, I had fun playing in co-op, didn't have fun playing in single player, but it's not a game that I want to play by myself, and it's not a game that I want to play unless my friends are on, and that's the deciding factor for me, is that. Well, guys, I hope you liked the review. If you did, hit the like button, consider subscribing for more content, and I'll see everybody later.